Welcome to another Contember Week video. Today we'll explore visual updates in the studio, user role suggestions, and a highly anticipated upcoming feature, Actions. Actions enable your application to respond to any data changes. As always, we'll kick off with our first prompt, describing today's application. It's an idea collection tool for use within a company. A new feature in the studio when creating an application description is the role suggestion for the application. For our demonstration, we'll use two suggested roles, Idea Submitter and Idea Reviewer. We'll manually add the last role, Public. The next step, defining specific flows, can now be skipped, and Embed will generate a basic CRUD application for us. In this case, it will be sufficient for further demonstrations. After checking the entities, properties, and access rules, we'll deploy the application to the Contember cloud. Next, we'll log into our application and create some basic data. After that, we'll create a bot that will send us notifications via Telegram. Upon entering a name, we'll receive an API key, which we'll subsequently need to create a worker script on the Cloudflare platform. After logging into Cloudflare, we'll create a new worker in the Workers and Pages section. For the script, we'll use a prepared boilerplate for sending a simple message to a specific channel. In this script, we'll just change the tokens for sending to Telegram and note the condition on the jet parameter. This can be used later for different types of notifications within one worker script. Here's an example of how you can find out the specific chat ID via an API call in the browser, and then we can try sending a test request to verify that it has arrived in the application. The first request is without a get parameter. The second test request already includes the specified get parameter, and we receive a message in the application. We'll save our script and return to the worker overview, where we'll see the URL that we'll use to enter the webhook URL, which is to be called when the monitored action occurs. For local development, we need to adjust the Docker settings. First, we'll change the engine package to the Enterprise Edition, currently in alpha version, add one environment variable, and set a newer alpha version for the Contember CLI as well. The engine and CLI should always be in the same version to prevent random errors. We'll also change the version for Contember schema in the package, JSON file to the latest alpha version, then run the engine and switch to administration. This should work, and we can check the documentation where you'll find much more information about actions. Currently, this is a feature under development and is planned only for the Enterprise Edition and for Contember Cloud. The syntax for defining actions is a simple JSON notation that we believe is easy to read. Since actions are tied to the model, it's necessary to call Contember migrations whenever actions change, which will propagate the change in actions throughout the entire Contember engine, which takes care of sending and monitoring changes. For our case, we'll use a trigger that will only be sent when a new record is created. We'll write the definition above the entity definition and add the URL of our webhook, which will then handle sending the notification message. After entering the entire action, including the whole webhook address, it's necessary to run Contember migrations, and then we can try out sending notifications on our local computer after adding a new idea in our newly generated application. If actions are still in alpha version and you'd like to try them out in Contember Cloud, definitely write us an email and we'll set up an alpha version for testing in Contember Cloud. Now we have a sent notification. Actions are a powerful tool that will allow you a lot of other interesting things that we will gradually show. Thanks for watching another video and see you next week.